Well, once again tonight, we're glad to welcome Oregon Senior Senator Ron Wyden to our newscast. Senator, as always, welcome.
Thanks for having me back, Lee.
All right, let's get right to it. Okay, infrastructure bill. You can see that one coming, huh? Bipartisan infrastructure bills passed. Now the president plans a big signing ceremony when lawmakers get back to Washington. First of all, how does this help Joe and Mary Central Oregon?
That's the question. And look, you can't have big league quality of life with little league infrastructure. And I'm really proud, particularly of what it's going to do for transportation. We're looking at Highway 97 in particular. That's a big challenge for folks because the growth is so explosive. Millions of dollars for schools, for example, and I'm very proud of the Secure Rural Schools bill. That means kids and parents and teachers are going to get help as we're coming out of the pandemic, and then of course fire mitigation because it's been so hot and dry. And the bottom line is, to me, what goes on back in Washington, D.C. D.C. is 3,000 miles away from where we're sitting. What I'm focused on is bringing it home. I've had 970 open to all town hall meetings, and sure hope we can start those again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me ask you this. If it's the bipartisan, the key word there, bipartisan, why did it take so long if it's bipartisan?
I got to tell you, in a 50-50 United States Senate, for example, sometimes I wonder if you can go out and order a soda without a big controversy. I mean, the fact is that we've got strong differences of opinion in this country, and that's part of what I try to do is bring people together. I brought together the police, for example, and the mental health people behind the Cahoots program so we can deal with these difficult situations on the streets. But it's hard work. I've done it again on the prescription drug program. I led the effort, for example, to make sure that the government can start negotiating to hold down the price of medicine. What I did, Lee, is I took a lot from my bipartisan bill with Republican Senator Chuck Grassley. We're going to be holding down, for example, the price of insulin. There's so many folks in Central Oregon who have diabetes. We're going to make sure that they don't get mugged when they go to the pharmacy counter.
We're going to talk about pharmacy here in just a second, okay? Let's talk about the social spending plan now. Not probably as easy a pass as the main infrastructure bill. Where do you see that happening? Is that going to happen in its form? Is there going to be some wrangling? Is it going to get done?
Of course there'll be back and forth, but let me bring it home again. A woman came up to me in Fred Meyer and said, Ron, I want to talk about what's going on back there. And she started off by saying, I'm all for the roads and the bridges and these transportation systems. And then she paused and she said, if I don't have any child care, I'm not going to be able to get to the bridge. So these two are very much intertwined because they all relate to our ability to have good paying jobs and the quality of life that we want.
All right. So yes, wrangling, they call politics the art of the possible, right? So we got to have some compromise. Are there any sacred cows in that social plan that you're going to say as Senator Ron Wyden? I'm keeping that in there.
I'm the author of the prescription drug portion. I mean, that basically is built around the Finance Committee effort. A big chunk of it is bipartisan. We've got an inflation cap, so if on these older drugs, the big pharma crowd charge you more than inflation, they're going to pay a penalty for it. So I'd put the prescription drug issue up there as something I feel very strongly about.
Okay. We're going to hear a little bit more about that in the coming days and weeks, I'm guessing. All right. Okay. Well, let's talk about some of the people in your own party say that's too expensive, that bill's too expensive. Senator Manchin of West Virginia being one, the senator from, junior senator from Arizona as well.
Here's how I look at that. I think the moderates have been exactly right in saying that if you want these things like child care, for example, you have to pay for them. I think that others in the party, President Biden, are right to say, look, everybody is going to have to pay their fair share. Been a lot of talk about the fact I want a billionaire's income tax.
That's on my list too to talk about.
Let me just kind of bring it again to Central Oregon. Today, all your listeners who are firefighters and nurses, they pay taxes with every single paycheck. what everybody read about in the paper over the last few months is that the billionaires have figured out with their accountants how not to take a wage. So in effect, they pay little or no income tax for years and years on end. I say, look, we're in this together. That's what we've always done as Americans, and I think they ought to pay their fair share too.
Okay, well, we've seen some things in the media recently with Mr. Elon Musk and you. He put something out on Twitter that saying whatever, and you said, well, maybe we shouldn't be arguing this and making a policy based on tweets.
And what I'll tell you, Lee, is on the internet, you see plenty of language that you can't print in a family newspaper. In the real world, I've got way too much to do for the people of Oregon to get bothered by that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, we addressed it here. Now let's talk about the pharmacy closures. And I know this is something that you've been looking into. We did a story a few weeks ago. An older woman and sisters, God love her, they're closing her pharmacy. She's going to have to drive to Bend and back to get her prescription drugs. I'm sure you've probably heard that from all over rural Oregon. What is it that you're exactly calling for? And when you think about, if I own a pharmacy and I'm not doing very well, I'm not making money, I can't pay my bills, and I have to go out of business, isn't that just capitalism?
Yes, but it's the big chains up against the small pharmacies. And you just mentioned these little pharmacies in places like Sisters. They're practically a lifeline. To a great extent, a lot of those pharmacists, God bless them, they know as much about the seniors and people in town as anybody in terms of their health issues, because seniors and folks will talk to them about it. And what's happening, the big chains are squeezing these little pharmacies with more fees and the like. And I'll tell you, one of the things we're doing in our prescription drug bill is we're cracking down on the middlemen. There are too many of these middlemen, in effect, in between that little pharmacy and the patients, and that's what I'm going to be investigating. And you better believe, I think we're going to turn up a lot of evidence that these big chains are really squeezing the small pharmacies, and we've lost a lot of them. And on my watch, I'm not going to let any more of them go down.
All right. Okay, very quickly, we got 30 seconds. Mount Bachelor starts fast track pass. That touched a nerve with our viewers, Senator. I know you're opposed to it. Hey, it works at Disney.
Hey, look, what we're talking about is public lands and equitable access. Now, I understand that folks are watching how high the tab is going to go for these special fast track kind of lanes, but what this comes back to for me is, above all, these are public lands. There ought to be fair access.
All right. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
We could go on and on and on.
We'll do it again.
All right, we'll do it again.